I think we can agree that this year hasn't been the easiest on any of us, and that's okay. I'm here today to talk about my personal self-care tips that might help you to survive the rest of 2020. So let's get started. Writing. Either if you like to write on your computer or if you like to write in a journal is totally up to you. But I personally feel like writing really helps with anxiety, sitting down with yourself and reflecting, and sometimes just realizing that everything isn't as bad as you've made it up in your head to be. I personally always have these two with me. So this one is my journal. What I do is I pretty much word vomit into this one and just write down anything that's been bothering me, that's upsetting me. And every time I do this afterwards, I feel so much better. And most importantly, I feel so much lighter. Then I have my planner. This helps me to just stay up to date with all the things I have to do and just get all my shit done. So what I do with my planner is I write down to-do lists, I write down any deadlines I have for work. The great thing about this planner is, I'm just going to show you a blank page, is that you can track what you ate that day, and then here you just have like today's plan, and then here it has a section how much water you've had, self-care, how much you spent that day, personal notes down here. So I think it's a really good planner to just, get everything done you need to get done that day, and also take good care of yourself, and most importantly, stay hydrated. And I also feel like when you write to-do lists and you can just check all the points you had to do that day, you feel so accomplished and you feel like, okay, I got something done today, and that makes you feel so much better, especially during the times that we're having right now, where most of us are probably working from home. Right now, I'm like just writing down what I have to do in the house, like cleaning, I have to get these groceries, don't forget to call the electrician or whatever there is to do. I just also write down here. So even those little things, I can just check off and be like, yes, I did that day. Creating. I discovered my love for painting again this year, and I just got blank canvases and I got some acrylic paint, and then I just started painting. I looked at some YouTube videos and some YouTube tutorials for abstract art, and sometimes I just paint whatever I want to paint. You don't have to pick up painting, that's not what I mean at all. But if you like to bake, or if you like to cook, or if you want to pick up a new hobby, I always feel like when you pour your entire energy into doing something and creating something, it almost feels like time is stopping, and it always calms me down, and I always feel so much better afterwards. So that would also be a big tip of mine, to just sit down and create something. You could also go and have a photo shoot with your friends, or have a solo photo shoot with yourself. Like, what the heck, just get a tripod. And that's what I did for like a long time when it was still warmer outside, because we have a rooftop here. So I would pick up my tripod and just go upstairs, and our neighbors would look at me like, what is this crazy girl doing on the roof? Because you're actually not allowed to go on the roof. Anyways, on to the next point. Reading. At the end of last year, I wrote a list for my New Year's resolutions for this year. And one of the many points I had written down was to read one book each month. So pretty much 12 books. I didn't read that much, I have to honestly confess, but I did read a lot. I know this is gonna sound super cliche, but especially self-help books and poetry books helped me a lot during the days and times where I didn't feel my best. Because you can read someone else's experience and you're like, you know what? I'm not alone in this, and everything's gonna be fine. And there's a solution for whatever problem you're having. With reading, it's the same as with creating something. You sit down with yourself, it's completely quiet. You have a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, a cup of cocoa, whatever you like, and then you just escape into another world. I love those books when you start reading them, you just can't get enough. That's how I am with poetry books, because I'm like, oh my god, this poem is so good. I can't wait for the next one. And the best thing is, for example, with poetry books, you get through them so quickly, because most of the times the poems are so short. It's just really nice to go through, and you can always read them again and again and again. That's how I am anyways, and you can never get enough of them. I feel like nowadays everything is moving so quickly and so fast, and just the simple act of sitting down with a book by yourself is so underrated. Sometimes it's just good to put your phone aside, close that laptop, and just be by yourself. And I'm telling you, if you read a good book, time passes so quickly, but afterwards you're like, you know what, I'm invested my time into something that's actually good for me. I'll learn something from the book. I learned to just be by myself, spend time by myself, and actually enjoy it. Meditating. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that I'm the best at meditating and I meditate every single day and it's my daily routine, because it's not. But I always do it when I feel really, really bad, and especially when I feel really anxious. I feel like meditation helps a lot with anxiety. Also, when you're just starting out, it does take a while to get used to it, to just sit still and not be interrupted with all those negative thoughts. But what I do is I always just type into YouTube meditation music, and then I just pick one that I like. Mostly they go on for like an hour or longer. And then I just sit down and I always pop in my headphones, light a couple of candles, and then I do it mostly for like 10 minutes. And even those 10 minutes help so much. Especially now where it gets so dark so early in the day, I feel like meditating before going to bed or waking up really helps. Working out. Do I go to the gym 4 times a week and lift heavy weights? No. Am I gonna do that anytime soon? Also no. Have I done that in the past? Yes. Do I want to pick it up again in the future? Probably. What I do to feel better, I go running. Even though I don't go to the gym right now and I haven't been to a gym in a very long time, I do go running a lot. Especially when I feel very stressed from work or frustrated about the current situation. You know what, if you don't like to run and you don't like to work out, just going for a really long walk also really helps. Just breathing in that fresh air, you know, get your body moving. I feel like especially right now, most of us are sitting at home most of the time with home office and everything going on. You sit at home from 9 to 6. No, we don't have a 9 to 5 here in Germany. We have a 9 to 6. Or mostly even longer than 6 o'clock. Sit at home and you don't have those comfortable chairs you have in the office. So moving is really important, especially during these times, because I feel like all our bodies have gotten so rusty and I feel like I'm a 26-year-old living in an 80-year-old's body. No offense to 80-year-olds. Also, when you go running or just working out, your body releases serotonin, which of course makes you feel good and happy. And that's what we all want to be. Happy. Trust. This one is a really big one for me. You have to trust yourself. You have to trust your intuition. And if something, really important, if something feels off and something doesn't feel right, it probably isn't. That's something that I really had to learn during the last couple of years, that sometimes just trusting your gut feeling. I'm a big believer in just listening to your gut feeling and listening to this inner voice. Sometimes we doubt ourselves and would rather listen to someone else and their advice when deep down we know we should have done something differently. I guess it's all about just listening to yourself and trusting what you're hearing, if that makes any sense. Thank you guys so much for stopping by to my first YouTube video. I will upload every Sunday, so I'll see you then. And if you want to stay up to date with what I'm doing, make sure to check out my Instagram, and I hope you like and comment and most importantly, subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys next week. Bye!